Order. We want to remind everyone of the City of Perry's core values. We have a strong work ethic, problem solving, community oriented, shows professionalism and integrity, is a team player, accountable, and a good steward. So we can have roll call, please.
Shelley.
Here.
Mahler.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Schott.
I think so.
Klein.
Yes.
Okay. So next up is approval of the meeting agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mahler.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Okay, next up is consent agenda. Consists of the minutes of the March 4th regular meeting. There are 11 payments, 10 of them to Bolton and Menk and one to Impact 7G for a total of $184,939.55. The claims register and financials total of $534,485.49. And we have no new licenses and permits on the agenda. And I have a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion on that? Roll call?
Walling.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Mahler.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Okay, on to the city administrator's report. Sven.
All right. So the easy one, 2 weeks ago, Councilman Shelley and Mayor Kavanaugh and I were at Local Leaders Day that the Iowa League of Cities put on. It's a great opportunity for us to learn kind of what's going on legislatively. Then we actually went up to the Capitol and were able to meet with a couple legislators. So those were very good conversations and it was nice to chat with them. In other news, I think everybody by now has seen the announcement by Tyson. I know the mayor has some thoughts to share, but I kind of want to go through some stuff on the technical side that we've been working on. Just want to make sure everybody knows that we are already working with some federal agencies as well as Iowa Economic Development Authority, Iowa Workforce Development, and then all of our other local partners, like Greater Dallas County Development Alliance, Greater Des Moines Partnership, Chamber, Perry Economic Development, and all of our other organizations in town, just to kind of get our feet under us and chart a path moving forward. But definitely have a great deal of support. Be in a lot of meetings and conversations with the mayor over the next months to years on this topic, but just wanted to bring everybody up to speed and assure you that we're on top of it. I think prioritizing, making sure that we are taking care of our people first in our community, and then assisting where we can with helping Tyson find a buyer for the facility to open up something new. And definitely have had personal ups and downs in the last week, but feeling in a pretty good spot right now that we're going to be able to take care of our residents and those employees the best we can with the resources we have, and that with all of our partners working together, we'll end up okay as a community. So just a very strong message of optimism and positivity, and we're gonna keep charging ahead. I know we've been through stuff like this before, and we'll certainly get through this as a team. So, Mayor,
Okay. Thanks, Sven.
I guess any questions for me or
Yes.
Councilman Shaw?
Just to put it bluntly, and you sort of dwelt with it. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Is there a prospective light at the end of the tunnel?
I would say yes.
Good.
In conversations that I've had with Tyson Corporate, they've already had companies reach out to them.
Good. Yeah.
About having interest in the plant. And they said in the next 2 to 3 weeks, they'll expect that to continue. People to continue. And, so our, like I said, our state partners, as well as the Alliance, we're kind of doing a little bit of brainstorming, but pointing everybody towards our contact at Tyson to be able to, work through that prospect list. So it's kind of in their hands right now. We're just kind of helping guide people towards them. So, but definitely part of the process. So,
Thank you.
but again, that's where I'm very optimistic that somebody will come in. And again, right now we have a 30,000 square foot shell building at the industrial park for sale. We have a couple hundred acres available with great utilities. So if not somebody in that facility, we're definitely set up very well with an ample workforce at the ready for a company to come in and set up shop and be able to really have a good foundation of starting up a whole new industry in Perry as well. So definitely a whole host of opportunities for us. And I think that's just kind of the mindset we're all gonna have to have, is just that optimism and look at it as opportunities. And, you know, a big focus we've been working on with Perry Economic Development, DMAC, and Chamber. They're kind of leading the charge, but working with them where we can to put together a series of job fairs. Initially very focused on trying to retain the folks that live in Perry to jobs that are available here. And then kind of opening that up to kind of a reasonable driving radius that folks could still live here. Because all those people that work out there are our friends and neighbors, and we want to keep them here and continue to have them as neighbors. So that's really one of our top priorities right now, is connecting them with prospective employers to have some continuity and some stability in their lives. So other than that, Chris just started the first of a video series that we're going to be pushing out in multiple languages, just kind of explaining what's going on, the process, and then also hopefully getting into some other supportive roles of education on, you know, things that we probably all take for granted, like what to do with your 401k if you leave the company, or some healthcare options, things like that. So definitely trying to take care of the whole person with that education, and trying to get them back on their feet once the plant is closed.
There's been any talk, or is it too soon to talk about annexing property? Is that gonna help at all?
It's a possibility. I'm not sure where exactly the company.
Excuse me, I didn't hear the question.
Annexing the property, it was a lot
Oh,
of
okay.
constituents called and asked about, an email about annexing the property and getting it under the tax base, I imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
so-
I mean, that would be very good for our tax base.
Is that too soon to talk about that?
It's, it's very early in the process. This is definitely gonna be a marathon for us. I think last week I was definitely in the sprint, but this week we have a little bit better feet under us, and are, like I said, are kind of charting that path forward. So definitely a lot of conversations to have with Tyson. And hopefully they're amenable to annexation to be able to help support our tax base and all the services that we provide, not only their employees, but future companies and things as well.
There's one more thing too, Span. I know you probably talked about it, but some people are worried about their work visas being canceled because they no longer have a job. Is there something that's going to be addressed to that?
Yeah, I know, I believe Tyson is kind of helping with that. Of course, you know, there's other Tyson plants in Iowa. So I think, folks in situations with work visas and things like that, certainly have the opportunity to continue employment with Tyson. I think one of the conversations that we've had with the job fair is to invite Trey's Super Law Firm in. They're kind of an immigration attorney. Just as a resource, again, trying to build that resource bank so that folks have somebody to talk to about things like that. So, again, optimistic that we're gonna be able to help take care of people and connect people with resources that they might need.
So we look at a pork plant that's no longer becoming a pork plant. What sort of businesses, what sort of corporations, et cetera, could be looking at that physical facility saying, oh my, we could do this in Perry, we could do that in Perry.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think a lot of that is kind of speculation right now. I think typically, just from a business perspective, I would be hard pressed to see them sell to another pork processor. They've said they're open to it. I think it just kind of depends on what companies come to them and make offers and want to move down that path. But certainly any sort of food processing, it's set up for that. They have a great cold storage facility that they just expanded in the last few years. So I think there's a lot of opportunity in that arena. But then, the thoughts keeping me up at night are though just that, what else could it be? And, I think there's a whole host of different things that it could be. And hopefully those other options or whoever buys the plant, I don't know that it will be to that extent of employment, but hopefully something that has a very good employment base for us.
So I'll add on to Sven's comments. I want to assure the people of Perry and especially everyone that's employed at the plant or is got a lot of their income or whatever coming from that. We are working very hard. We have had a lot of meetings. Tyson is saying the right things, that they are actively trying to sell the plant. So it's insurance to us, and we have to believe it until such time as they do something that doesn't match what they're telling us. So we're, like I say, very confident. We have a big facility with a large workforce. There's a lot of people out there wanting to expand, can't find the people or the place to do it. And so we're very optimistic that someone will see an opportunity there and come in and take advantage of it. It may not look the same as it does now. It may take a little time between when they buy it and when they can start up doing whatever they're doing, which then will give us an issue of what do we do with to try to keep the people here. So we're going to be talking with the state about that, maybe trying to get our unemployment benefits extended. They shortened it a couple of years ago to 19 weeks, and we'd like to maybe extend that out a little bit, just because if we have somebody coming in that needs the people, we don't want them all going somewhere else because they can't afford to wait for that to come up again. We're thinking outside the box. We're pursuing things along with talking to other packers that would, that's the best fit because it's already set up for that. People are trained for that, but we are looking at other things parallel. So in case those fall through, or Tyson just wouldn't sell to one of their competitors. But again, so we're even thinking like somebody like a Walmart or a Target or a, that is a distribution center, because we've got frozen food section, we got cold storage, they all have grocery stores now. So set up for good trucking access. So like I say, we're Amazon, maybe, whoever, we're just going to look at all these and keep talking to people. But like I say, we have the workforce, we have the space, and we think between what we can put in out there and maybe placing some of the people in other businesses in town, that we can do a pretty good job of keeping those that are already in the area and have a little less impact on our community. As far as some of the other suppliers, until the dust settles, we're gonna take one step at a time. We're gonna try to get all the people jobs. We're gonna try to keep them employed. We're gonna, or keep them alive while they're seeking employment. And then once the dust settled, we'll see where the holes are and then we'll work on filling those. But like I say, I got good confidence and I'm very optimistic that this will turn out okay. Like I said, my intention was to take the letter that Tyson sent us and frame it and then put it on the wall at City Hall and say, hey, this could have been a very bad day, but it ended up not being so bad when we're all said and done. So we've been through adversity before and we'll get through it again, but it's gonna take a little time to figure out exactly where we're going, but we're pushing hard and we're gonna get there. So any questions on that? Any council comments?
As well. I'm optimistic as well. Got a great facility, got a great workforce. We just need to pull it together and figure out how it fits.
We also have a great geographical location. We're surrounded by people, communities, et cetera, that are looking for a place to work. And with well-paying jobs. And that's a big benefit, I think.
Just, you know, Councilman Mahler's shirt makes me remember that, you know, it's just Tyson that's closed. The rest of our community is open for business and, we have a lot to offer. So definitely, that bike trail getting hooked up this coming summer is gonna be huge for our community. So we really have a lot to look forward to. It's just a bump in the road in 2024. So, we'll get through it. And like I said, I really have a lot of confidence in the team we have. You know, the leadership of the city council and the mayor. Can't say enough good about our city staff and their leadership. And then all of the partners and more that I named off. We've got the right team to get through this. Definitely, you know, we're gonna be all right.
Okay, we'll move on to open forum. If there's anyone here that would like to speak, we ask you to step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. And you'll be given up to 3 minutes to address the council. So any open forum requests? Okay, there being none, we'll move on. First thing on the agenda is the public hearing. The city is intent on the disposal of unclaimed abandoned property at the Perry Police Department. They plan to do this on February 20, it was published in the Perry Chief on February 29th. The purpose of this hearing is to allow the rightful owner to reclaim their bicycle or other confiscated items before June 22nd, 2024. And at that time, the items will be sold in public. And anyone who believes property belonged to them must bring proper identification, a statement of where the property was lost, and the original serial number or a receipt to Perry Police Department by 3 p.m. on June 21st, 2024. So we will start that public hearing at 6:18.
Just pretty routine bike sale, do it every year. Eric likes to keep his area nice and clean. As the mayor stated, everything's been published in accordance to that. And if anybody thinks something on that list is theirs, they have until 3 p.m. on the 21st to stop down to the PD. I always like to say not everything on the list will be sold. A lot of things will be properly disposed of.
We won't
The
be
debit
selling,
card.
we won't be selling any debit cards or IDs or anything.
Yes.
Or drug paraphernalia.
Or wallets with cash.
Okay, so no comments. We will close the public hearing at 6:19. Okay, old business. Now we're going to move on. So this is the resolution authorizing disposal of unclaimed property. So this will be at the Perry Police Department, 908 Willis Avenue. And on June 22nd, 2024. So could I have a motion?
Make a motion, we pass a resolution authorizing disposal of unclaimed property.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? Okay, roll call.
Lawler.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Okay, item B, approval of pay application number 33 for the wastewater treatment facility improvements. It's in the amount of $420,859.25 to Woodruff Construction. To date, they are 94.8% complete. And all documents have been reviewed and signed off by the engineers and recommend for approval. So can I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the pay application number 33 for the wastewater treatment facility improvements.
And I'll second.
All right, some things that are going on out there. It's the end is in sight. There's a roll-off dumpster out there that's completely full. So they're starting to clean up the site. There's some new concrete put in the administration building. They put some domes over where the digesters are. The old UV building and the equipment there is all disposed of. So that has been removed. So that area is all cleared out. So slowly making progress out there. So I think we're about 95% of the way there. So in terms of everything else, I think things are going really well. So.
Great. Great. Any questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Klein.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Lawler.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Schott.
Okay, item C, resolution approving a professional services agreement with Bolton and Mink for the Willis Avenue Overlay Project Construction Services. So last meeting, we had a couple of these for the Iowa Street and Frog Creek projects. So this one's for them to oversee the contractor doing the DOT work along Willis Avenue this summer. So it is in the amount of $149,800. And it's per the Bolton and Mink 2024 rate schedule. Can I have a
I
motion?
make a motion that we pass a resolution approving a professional services agreement with Bolton and Mink for the Willis Avenue Overlay Project.
And I will second.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Pretty common, but and this is part 2 of our 2-part series of asphalt overlays this summer. Getting Willis Avenue done from about 17th Street-ish to about West 3rd Street. So definitely long stretch, but I'm excited to see it done. It'll be a nice facelift in the main drag.
Yep. And needed.
Yep.
So our, the ash tree is going to be removed along that whole stretch before they start, do we feel, or?
Mr. Webker, would you like to make comment on that?
I know they're working there this week, but
Mr. Weber would love to comment on it. Yeah, starting this week, Walton, they're gonna start at 3rd Street and work their way and trim all the trees, remove all the ash trees as they're going. They did hit a hiccup with one of the employees, a family issue. So they're kind of waiting to see what's going on with some things. But he said probably towards the later end of this week, they'll get started. So they'll just work a block at a time. And that's one thing we wanted to do before they started, so they weren't back in here
tearing it up. right
tearing it
after
up.
we get
So,
Thank you for that.
yep, thanks.
How many trees was it, Josh? Is there enough?
So just on Willis, would you say, or total ash trees?
Us on Willis.
I'm not sure an exact number. You know, I know citywide, there's 343. And the last I looked at the spreadsheet, I think Walton's had removed 149 of those. So making pretty good progress. And trimming, he had trimmed everything from west or from 3rd Street to the west. But that number does not include parks and cemetery as well. So a lot of trees.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Walling.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Lawler.
Yes.
Schott. Klein.
Yes.
Okay, on to new business. Resolution approving addition to the fire department roster. Fire Chief Grayson Hill is recommending that we approve Mr. Gregory Anderson's application to the volunteer fire department. It was interviewed by the officers department, believe a good addition. And the department roster is nowhere near capacity, therefore allows for the addition of the new personnel. So could we have a motion?
Motion to approve new employee.
Second.
Any other discussion?
Is Mr. Anderson here?
Excuse me, new volunteer.
Volunteer. Yep.
I don't believe so.
Okay. I just thought I'd like to see.
Meet him. Okay. No other comments? Can we have roll call, please?
Shelley,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Wally,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes.
Okay, item B is a resolution approving a permanent alleyway easement. The city staff deemed it necessary for an easement and alleyway located south of the newly constructed fiveplex located at 2103 through 2111 Willis Avenue. That will allow them access to the garage spaces of the new constructed fiveplex and has agreed signed by property owner Capital Homes LLC. And that will be built according to all of the Perry alleyway standards. So we have a motion on that.
I make a motion, we pass a resolution approving a permanent alleyway easement.
I'll second that.
So this is something that we were able to work with that developer on. Instead of them having a private driveway right next to where an alleyway would be. We're doing some cost share on building that alleyway and them just connecting their driveways to it, so that it doesn't just create more issue and when we're pushing snow. And then that way, that would be a through alleyway. So easier for garbage trucks, first responders to get in and through that alley instead of it being a dead end with the apartment complex.
That's what I was wondering.
Yep.
It's,
That'd be nice.
that's what it looked like, but I couldn't tell for sure.
Yeah.
Will it be a wide alleyway, concrete,
20 feet?
20 feet wide, yes.
20-foot wide concrete?
Yep, yep.
Roll call, please.
Wallen,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Schott,
Abstain.
and Klein.
Yes.
Okay. Item C, a resolution approving a letter of support to the Perry Lutheran Homes grant application to Arion for the Meals on Wheels program. So Perry Lutheran Home wants to get a grant from Arion, who works with Minburn Communication and has a grant program. They would like the mayor to write a letter of support for the Meals on Wheels and for this grant application. And because of that, we're asking council if I would be allowed to do that. So could I have a motion, please?
Make
Motion. Motion to approve resolution approving a letter in support of Perry Lutheran Home.
I'll second that.
Okay, any other discussion?
You're good to go.
Roll call.
Shelley,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Okay, item number D is a resolution approving a plat of survey to establish parcels within the city of Perry. Would result in the establishments of parcels 2414 and 2415 that incorporates 2 lots into a single parcel and 3 lots into a single parcel owned by Perry Self-Storage LLC. Planning and zoning met on March 12th and is in agreement and is recommending that to the council. So the plats were in the package. They're down south, just off of P58 near the veterinary clinic down there. So could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to pass a resolution approving a plat survey to establish parcels for the city of Perry.
Second that.
Discussion?
So this is kind of a second iteration of this. I think this is, the first one was when Daniel was here, where they wanted to combine everything in one parcel. So there's a easement that separates the two. So they came back, just combining the 2 sides of that easement to be 2 separate parcels, maintaining that easement so that the other property owners along that corridor could have access to the rear of their properties if needed. Most of those have septic systems and you know, if they needed to add on or do any construction, it's most accessible from that rear easement area. So, there's two other property owners at that planning and zoning meeting, and they both spoke, and, I think everybody was okay with it as long as they were sure that the easement would stay in place and is staying in place, so.
Roll call?
Baller,
Yes.
Wally. Yes. Shelley,
Yes.
Shot,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Okay, the final item on the agenda is the land acquisition purchase agreement. Resolution authorizing a purchase agreement, land acquisition of property situated in Dallas County, Iowa. We want to buy a piece of property that is owned by Douglas Ivan Escalona. It's north of Warford and west of Eighth Street, identified as, or east of West Eighth Street, so, excuse me. Parcel ID number 029402013 and 02092540003. Purchase price of $175,000. It's part of the Frog Creek Campground Acquisition Project, and 100,000 of this was from a REAP grant number 24R4LB, accepted December 4th, 2023. So the city has come up with the 75,000. So could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion that we pass the resolution authorizing a purchase agreement, land acquisition of property situated in Dallas County, Iowa.
I'll second.
Discussion?
So as the mayor mentioned, a good portion of this purchase is funded through the DNR REAP program that we applied for last fall. They were awarded, accepted the grant. So this is for the development of a future campground. So once we acquire the property, I think Parks and Public Works are gonna do some work on it to help kind of clean it up a little bit and give us a blank slate. Then as part of the budgeting process, we'll be budgeting for the $75,000 balance after the grant. And then Bolton Mink is gonna be working on a scope for the planning and design of that and estimates for the campground construction. So that'll kind of be happening over the coming year, and we'll be looking at different grants and funding opportunities to get that built. I know in the summer months, our campground, also known as a parking lot, is pretty full most of the summer, especially with construction projects going on. A lot of times we'll get contractors that come in and camp, but it's gonna be a really gorgeous location and perfect location right along the Raccoon River Valley Trail with Frog Creek right next to it. So it'll really be a great asset and kind of hopefully put us even more in that position of being the hub for the connection of those two trails where people can come and camp and have direct access to both trails. So.
This is the parcel that was going to be a PUD.
Yep, so we did go through the PUD process a year or two ago. I think once they got into some of the planning and design, they discovered that the soils right there are really sandy and wouldn't be able to support full basements like they would want to. So kind of, he put that project on pause, and I've been talking to him since that about acquiring that piece of ground, and did some brainstorming with Josh Shields with Bolton Mink of just kind of, you know, how could this lay out? Would it fit for a campground? And, you know, talking with Mr. Anderson with the Parks Department about how that would kind of fit in with the existing, you know, the property on the east side and the north side already. So that would really secure a little bit more of that Frog Creek corridor and access to be able to maintain that. So yeah, I think this will be a really great project. I know this went around the state agencies for scoring, and our grant application was the second highest scoring application in that round for REAP funding. So definitely shows that it is a needed amenity along the trail, and so excited for that.
Oh.
And in the future, once it's done and We fill it with campers all summer, every summer, and will be a great revenue source for us as well.
What's the scope of that campground? As it sits?
That's a pretty good sized parcel.
Yep, so it's.
What are we talking, outhouses and power and all those things? Is that?
Yep, so
Okay.
17 acres, we haven't really gotten a design of like number of spaces. I kind of feel like it could also be a phased approach. Most campgrounds gonna have different loops and things. But looking at probably having some decent amenities there, so definitely water and electric hookups suitable for RVs. Dump station and then some sort of bathroom and shower house like you would see at a real campground. I know John is excited to get away from the parking lot campground.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll probably need to come up with some cash to redo Frog Creek Trail one of these days too. That's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
John and I were just out looking around and some of that Frog Creek Trail from Willis North has seen better days.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
that can also be part of that whole larger grant application and looking at that, so.
I would prefer that you said that there's a lot of opportunities instead of it seeing better days.
There are a vast amount of opportunities to put John to work and fix up the trails. So. Was that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Watling,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Shot.
Yes.
Any other business? Okay, we will adjourn. Thank you all. Thank you.